Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches: Buffalo Bills vs Chicago Bears, Denver Broncos vs Seattle Seahawks, Indianapolis Colts vs Minnesota Vikings, Las Vegas Raiders vs Los Angeles Rams, and Houston Texans vs Dallas Cowboys, which are happening on Saturday, August 21, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Buffalo Bills vs Chicago Bears. Buffalo starting quarterback Josh Allen is unlikely to see any action after not suiting up against Detroit in the first game of the preseason. Mitchell Trubisky will come into this game hell-bent on making the Bears look bad, but then again, the Bears' defense has made him look bad for years in practice. That isn't suddenly going to change now that he's in a new uniform and playing for a different team. Buffalo wide receiver Stephen Diggs is nursing a sore knee and will likely not risk injury by playing on Saturday. Josh Allen reportedly isn't starting on Saturday, which means the Bills will use this game as an opportunity to get a look at Trubisky, Davis Webb and Jake Fromm. That quarterback room isn't nearly as impressive as what we've seen from Justin Fields combined with a pair of proven veteran backups in Andy Dalton and Nick Foles. My betting advice for that game is to pick Chicago Bears, -4.5. Denver Broncos vs Seattle Seahawks. The Broncos have questions on the offensive side of the ball. The team also has to address some of the issues on the defense, a unit that allowed 27.9 points per game. Head coach Vic Fangio knew that the quarterback position was going to be a key position to address in the offseason, and as a result, the team acquired Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby in free agency, while selecting Patrick Surtain in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. While Fuller and Darby are unlikely to play many snaps in the upcoming game, Patrick Surtain will face plenty of pass coverage snaps and hope to adjust to the NFL receivers and man coverage in the preseason. In previous preseasons, Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll has routinely played his first stringers for a series or two at most on offense and defense. That trend is expected to continue in Week 2 against the Broncos. While Carroll hasn't provided any updates, veteran starting quarterback Russell Wilson is hoping to get some reps under center against the Broncos this weekend, according to Seahawks Wire. In addition to the secondary, the Broncos also hope the upcoming preseason game can help determine who can play in the trenches to generate interior pressure, with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb already impacting the edge of the defense, and the preseason game will be pivotal in that regard. My betting advice for that game is to pick Denver Broncos -5. Indianapolis Colts vs Minnesota Vikings. The Colts didn't play any offensive starters and used just 2 defensive starters. Colts cornerback TJ Carey suffered a right knee injury during the first quarter and was ruled out. Expect some of the same rotations for this game, with the Colts sitting the majority of their starters until the final preseason game. Zimmer wasn't too committal when it came to announcing whether his starters would play or not, but it appears most of the starters could play some. That probably wouldn't include stars like running back Dalvin Cook or Thielen, or they would play maybe one series at the most. Eason played the first half and finished 15 of 21 for 183 yards with a lost fumble, as the Colts got a look at their backup quarterback options, while Wentz recovers from foot surgery. Ellinger handled the second half, completing 10 of 15 passes for 155 yards and the 1 pick. My betting advice for that game is to pick Minnesota Vikings, -2.5. Quick reminder, you can get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on our partner sportsbook BetUS after you open an account using our link down below and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES when making your deposit. Las Vegas Raiders vs Los Angeles Rams. Case Cookus replaced Peterman after the 2-minute warning to hand the ball off to fullback Garrett Groshek in his only play. The Rams were unable to get anything going on offense during their first preseason game, losing 13-6 at home against the LA Chargers. Backup quarterback Devlin Hodges got most of the work for the Rams offense, while rookie Bryce Perkins also showed some flashes in limited action. Hodges completed 11 of 19 passes for 85 yards and an interception on the day, while Perkins finished 7 of 10 for 47 yards and a score. Perkins also led the team in rushing with 23 yards on 4 carries, including a 12-yard scamper. DJ Turner led the Raiders with 7 receptions, while Keelan Doss hauled in 6 passes. Trey Ragas rushed for 62 yards on 13 attempts and added 3 receptions. It remains to be seen whether Mariota plays in the second game, but early reports indicate Peterman and Cookus getting the majority of the snaps. Considering Peterman played most of the game, expect Cookus to get a lot more run in the second matchup against the Rams. My betting advice for that game is to pick Las Vegas Raiders -6.5. Houston Texans vs Dallas Cowboys. A big part of the Ravens' success is their depth, and that could be tested here against a Panthers team that is implementing Sam Darnold into the fold and has a backup in PJ Walker who could light up the scoreboard against Baltimore's backups. At plus 3.5 there's a small amount of value on the Panthers. Houston is playing Davis Mills, Tyrod Taylor and Jeff Driscoll at quarterback in the preseason and, while one is expecting the Texans to do anything worthwhile in the regular season, that doesn't mean they won't create a spark in the preseason. The Texans scored 26 points last week and now face a Cowboys team that isn't the best defensively. In addition, this is an explosive Cowboys offense that will gladly welcome the return of Amari Cooper. Houston came out and played well against Green Bay despite a lot of the offseason noise. Projected starting quarterback Tyrod Taylor went 4 for 4 with 40 yards passing, and rookie David Mills went 11 for 22 with 112 yards and an interception. The Texans did not have any first or second round picks in the 2021 draft and made Mills their first selection in the third round with the 67th pick overall out of Stanford. The team's second selection was wide receiver Nico Collins, who was taken 89th overall out of Michigan. Collins caught his only targeted pass for 24 yards in the win. Dallas has lost each of its first 2 preseason games after falling to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the opening game of the preseason 16-3 and Arizona 19-16 in their second game. Dallas put up 323 yards of total offense in the loss to Arizona, but allowed 325 yards of total offense. Jabril Cox was the leading tackler for Dallas against Arizona with 8. The Dallas defense has played well through 2 games, allowing an average of just 17.5 points per game, while the offense is averaging only 9.5 points per game. Houston came out and played well against Green Bay despite a lot of the offseason noise. Projected starting quarterback Tyrod Taylor went 4 for 4 with 40 yards passing, and rookie David Mills went 11 for 22 with 112 yards and an interception. The Texans did not have any first or second round picks in the 2021 draft and made Mills their first selection in the third round with the 67th pick overall out of Stanford. The team's second selection was wide receiver Nico Collins, who was taken 89th overall out of Michigan. Collins caught his only targeted pass for 24 yards in the win. My betting advice for that game is to pick Houston Texans +4.